Hi everyone, this is Ida with Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. I have a project share, and first I want to share with you some of the products that I used for this project. I had been wanting to work with the Christmas in the Country by Prima, and I hadn't had a chance to play with it yet. But I wanted to make like a quick project with it. And the products that I use is the small journaling cards. I only used actually just a little piece out of this, a couple of pieces out of this one, because these images are small and I wanted to make a stamp. So this was the size of the images on this little 4x6 journaling card was perfect. So I used a couple of the sheets in here and only little pieces of it. And then I didn't use any of the stickers. I thought about using one of the titles down here, but I didn't. But this is an awesome way to incorporate embellishments and stuff to your project. So, but like I said, I didn't use it, but I just want to share with you what it looks like. But I have used a couple out of here already. And then the paper pad that I used was the 8x8. And it was the perfect size for what I was working on. I was actually altering another embellishment box. I seem to be going with embellishment boxes. And I knew that the journaling card was too small and the 12x12 was too big, but I knew that the 8x8 size would work perfect for what I wanted to do. So all the products that I used, if I can find them, I will link them in the description box below this video. And just, if I can find it. Like I said, if it's not there, it's because I didn't find it. Another thing that I use is this postcard embossing folder by Sizzix. And the one who had shared this last year was, I think she's SS Crafter 1. And she had made a project using this embossing folder. And I absolutely love it. So I picked that up when she shared it. And then there's a couple more things that I used. I used this little stamp set that I picked up on Amazon. And the only thing that I used was this. But most of it is like postage. This one, that one, and this one right here. And that's what I like. I love postage. Anything having to do with postage. So I picked that up. And I had these two sets that I picked up, and I don't remember where. I think on Amazon. I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. Because the craft stores are so far away from me, it's easier or cheaper for me to just order on Amazon. So this is one I picked up, and it's a postage stamp, and it's a layering die set. And then this was slightly different, so I picked this one up, and I believe this one was a gift from my friend Nisha, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is a postage stamp, and I absolutely love this. So I'm going to share with you what I created. Let me move these out of the way. And I'm not done filling up my my boxes yet, but I already started filling them up, and I altered the top, and I wanted my box to look like a postcard. So that's why I use, there's the embossing, and I use some of that gold rubbing wax to bring out the details where I had embossed it. And this is the Stamperia Pink Christmas paper by Stamperia, and I absolutely love the way it came out. Again, I started with my base, painting it with the bonding primer, the spray primer, and then I went ahead and just started doing stripes. And I'm not going to do a video on how I did this, but I will share with you kind of how I did it. Hold on, let me grab a piece of paper or a ruler or something. I'll grab my ruler. I didn't use my ruler because I didn't want to get ink on it, but I kind of lined it up from corner to corner, and then I started with my first stripe, and I did use a flat straight brush. I'll share with you. This is a bigger one, but see these that are like a just very straight, that's what I use. But a little one that's a little bit more narrow to do my stripes on here after I had the base coat on. And then I just started doing my stripes, and I didn't go all the way across. I just went on the edges because this does have a raised area, and I would leave enough distance that I more or less just eyeballed it, guys, where my next color was going to go, my next stripe, and then I would move it a little bit further. So I was kind of keeping the same distance in between the my pink stripes, leaving enough room in the center for my green or my alternating color stripe. And that's how I did it. And it's not perfect. Even though I used a strip of paper or chipboard, it's still not perfect, but it still looks, I like the results. So anyway, after I had done that, this was a bit tricky because the embossing folder is wider than this little recess area, but it's shorter than the recess area. So it was a little tricky trying to camouflage. I did end up having to paper piece it right here. I actually cut it and paper pieced it on this one. I added and before I put anything on there, I kind of just altered like I put the crystals on the reindeer. I added, the gold stickles on the sleigh. I added the clear stickles or the iridescent on the sled and the beard and stuff. I added some bling to the holly that Santa was holding up. And so I did all that before I added my embellishments to it. This right here is a piece of lace, and it was an applique that Jacqueline, who is Metallark001 here on YouTube, she gifted me with some pieces of lace and trim and appliques. So I got a piece, and I kind of cut it apart in a couple of pieces. And for me, what this looks like when I laid it down, it looks like Santa was riding under near a tree, and maybe the snowy branch was sticking out. So that's the illusion that's what I thought of when I saw that. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Um, and so that's what I did right here. And then I added another one right here in the corner. And I didn't want to cover it all up. I could have kept going with flowers and stuff, but I didn't want to cover up all the trim because it's so pretty. It seems a shame to me to cover it up with another piece of lace or other embellishments because it is a very pretty piece. And then after I had done that, because my embossing folder is short, I wanted the embossing to be right down the middle. So I had to cut off the sides so it would be in the middle. So I ended up putting a little strip of paper here, but then I added some of that faux snow. So kind of the camouflage that I actually paper pieced it together. And then I added some of these little snow branches here, and then I added a stamp up here out of the same paper. There's a little stamp that I shared with you, the little postage one, and it says December 24th, 6 p.m. 1956. And I just cut it out of a little piece of the paper, and then I did the gold on the outside. Usually I don't like them to leave that much all the way around, so I added the snow around the small stamp because I don't like there to be that much space in between. And I guess I was lazy and I didn't look for my other stamps because I do have others, and I did for my second box, but I'll share that with you in a minute. So the colors, the stripes that I did here is like a mint green and the pink. And then on this side, again, here is the other piece of that applique. This is a poinsettia I made not long ago. They're actually still sitting on my desk. I haven't even shared them. I used the Spellbinders poinsettia die that I had picked up on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And then I did add I want to say a combination of diamond dust, and I know I did the copper gold flakes on some of the tips. And like I said, I'm going to say because it's been sitting in my desk for a while. I don't even remember what I used. Right here is one of those dewdrops that we like to use. I just kind of stuck it in the center of the flower. And here's the little bottle brush tree. And what I use to, when I want to set these on a flat surface, I cut off the back so it's flat on the back, but it's still rounded, semi-rounded, but the back is flat. That way it'll be flush on my box. Here's a little acrylic piece that was gifted to me in a bag with different little acrylic pieces by my friend Meg. Hi, Meg. And here is a little flower that was gifted to me by Emma Mangiafico. She had sent me a stocking and a bag, or a bunch of an assortment of flowers. So this is one of the flowers that she sent me, and I incorporated it right here. And then the gold glitter right here is just one of those little flower sprays that I picked up last year around the holidays. And right here, guys, are the little pink berries that I hauled from the little styrofoam balls that I hauled from the Dollar Tree. My snowballs are pink. How about that? They can be berries or snowballs, but um, my snow can be pink, right? And and that's all I did to this box. And like I said, it's not full on the inside, so I'm not going to share the inside yet with you. I just wanted to share the process. And this one I used a Stamperia paper, and the other one I did use the Christmas in the Country by Prima. So let me share that with you guys. And I have to say that this one is my favorite because it does look like a letter to Santa. Look at that, guys. I love, love, love the way this one came out because of the red and blue going all the way around. And here, look at this, guys. There's that little stamp that has the lines, and I'm not sure if I can find it on Amazon. I'll try to find it because my friend gifted that to me. And then I did a layering with a couple of the dies. So here's the little gold piece, but see how it looks better when you don't have that much of a border around, just a smaller border. And then I used the plaid from the Santa Baby, the journaling card. I mean, the Christmas in the Country, the journaling card. And then I used the smaller stamp and the smaller die, and cut out just a piece from the journaling card and stamped it with that postage stamp. And the red and green, I mean, the red and blue was, again, it's kind of hard, especially when you're working with dark colors. And when I was done, like, I wasn't real satisfied with it, I went back around with a white paintbrush, with white paint in a very narrow brush, and I redid the white stripes all the way around. So it cleaned it up some because it was messier than this. It really was. Here's another piece of that beautiful applique that Jacqueline gifted me. This came from a box when I hosted the embellishment box swap. I don't remember whose box it came out of because it's been a while, and some of them don't have the names in them. So I do recommend that when you do a project, especially an embellishment box or embellishments, that you kind of, in the package that you send, make sure your name's on there, because the people who do videos and want to share, what they created, we want to give credit to whoever gifted that or created that. I like to do that, but a lot of times with so many swaps and everything, I just don't remember everything. Anyway, this was from one of those boxes, and I love it. It's beautiful. And then this little star was, I believe these two came from the same box, if I'm not mistaken. Here's another little flower from Miss Emma Mangiafico. Here's a little candy cane I had from one of the embellishment boxes again. And then here's my snowball spray, and then my glitter gold spray back here. And this is a flower that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And it's more like a reddish cranberry color. It's not really a bright red, because you can tell the difference between the bright red candy cane and the flower. And that's all I did here, but I love the way the postage looks on this one because of the lines. I'm going to share again with you which die that is. Where did I put my things? Let me see. So the gold little pieces is from this piece right here. And I think the small stamp is from this one right here. And then the plaid one is from this one right here. So I was using all different, just mixing up 3 different postage stamp dies that I had. And then here the December 24th is from this little stamp set right there. So I really like the way this one came out to me. This one looks more like a letter versus the other one. But look at how pretty it looks, guys. And I still, and this little berry spray, I had it in a box. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if somebody gifted it or if I've had it a long time. I really don't know. but that's what I created on this one, and look at how pretty it looks. I left the reindeer to show, Santa over here in the corner. I try not to cover up the beautiful images that are on the paper. I try really hard not to do that. Again, I used a pink the Nouveau mousse to highlight the postcard, and then I used the copper to go around the frame. But I think all in all, it ended up really, really pretty. And like I said, they're not full. I have a few things in there, but this may or may not stay. I'll go back and take it out and look at it again and make sure everything is coordinating. That looks, everything just looks cohesive. I like everything to match, to be full, and so I'll go back and I'll take it out. I'll move it to another compartment and see what works. But when they're full, I will share them with you guys. But mostly what I wanted to share was the boxes that I created. And what I really wanted to share was just the boxes that I created. And hopefully give you an idea on how I did that. I'm looking into the phone to make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. To kind of show you how I did this. Again, I just used a ruler and kind of lined up from corner to corner. And that kind of helped keep me straight. And just I pretty much was just eyeballing. But you could get like, let's say a strip of paper. Let's say I'm holding my ruler. Let's go right here. I'm holding my ruler right here, and it's time for me to move over to the next red stripe. Well, I can get a little strip and kind of just line it up there and make sure that I'm straight. If somebody has an easier way of doing it, then that's what I recommend. I personally didn't know an easier way to do it, and I didn't have a stencil. But after I was done, it still, for me, needed to be cleaned up some. So again, I got the white, the paint, with the very narrow paintbrush, and did the white stripes because some of these blue and red stripes were touching and I didn't want them to be touching. But that's what I created, guys. I hope that this inspires you. And like I said, I really like the way that they look like a postage, like a postcard or a letter, because I love the way anything having to do with postage looks. And I think these make great embellishments. So I think I'm going to make some more of these for the recipient of these boxes, because I'm not going to keep these boxes. I'll start filling them up, and hopefully when the time comes, I'll send it to someone. But I do want to make some of the embellishments, some of the stamp embellishments, because I really like the way they came out. And I also added glossy accents. I don't know if you can see it, but it does have a little bit of raised dimension because of the glossy accents on this one, not on the other one. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope, like I said, that this inspires you and you try it. And if you have a real steady hand, I don't, yours will look amazing, like I said. But there's something to be said about things that are handmade that we can tell were not made by a machine. There's something about handcrafted work. Thanks for watching. Bye.